Okay, update on my Jeep Cherokee overcharging issue. Um, I was out in the woods and my battery gauge, my alternator went out. I had a buddy of mine bring me an alternator for it, which is probably covered in mud. Yeah, it is. I went off road a few weeks ago and past couple weekends, so it's quite dirty right now. But I had an issue where my alternator went out. Put a new alternator in it, and the battery unfortunately died because the alternator died. And put a new battery in it, and I had a problem with the battery gauge was jumping past 14 and going to 19, and it started spitting and sputtering and threw a check engine light and cut off. And I'm like, what in the fuck's going on here? So anyways, long story short, I ran a diagnostics on it by myself and put a voltage meter on it, and the alternator was spiking at 19. And I'm like, why is it doing this? So I figured it was a bad ground. I checked all my grounds, all grounds were good. Trying to find out, the voltage regulator on this Cherokee is in the PCM. So I didn't feel like spending $400 on a PCM. I didn't have the money at the time anyways. So I went to O'Reilly's and got me an external voltage regulator. Came out of an old Dodge Ram D150, I believe what it was. It was like a, what was it, 87, 85 model D150. And I mounted it there. You have to buy the plug separately if you buy it from O'Reilly's apparently. So basically what I did was I cut the main wiring harness from the alternator, and then I ran the power and ground to the alternator, and then I ran the power up into the fuse box, I believe is where it's at. Yeah, power wire to the fuse box on the switch, so when the ignition turns on, that turns on, which is muddy apparently. And then the ground runs up to the external voltage regulator by itself, and it has another ground on the alternator. And then the power wire from the original plug that was on it, I cut the plug off and ran, I did cut the plug. I cut the plug off and ran those two wires to this, I can't remember what it's called, a power inducer basically, which basically feeds the power back into this solenoid into the computer over there, so the computer thinks it's working when it's actually not. And it works flawlessly. If you need a diagram on it, I can show you. Just send me a message or something. But it took me probably a whole hour and a half to rig up and install. It wasn't that bad of a deal. Best place to mount it is right there on the firewall. I mean, like I said, I've been hard off-roading in this thing, and that thing has not gotten muddy yet, so that's the safest place for it, to be honest with you, is against the firewall. And I put a fuse on it just in case I have a problem with that. It doesn't fry my battery or any of my other electrical components. But if I put a fuse link on it right there, so just in case everything's safe. But yeah, I mean, it was fairly simple to wire up. You see the wires come up and they're out, back up into here. I got too much wire in there, and it runs straight up to the back and to the firewall. I can't remember what that thing's called. I just bought it not too long ago, and I think I have to buy another one. I think that one's too short of a wattage for it. But I think it gets really hot when it's running. But it's not that bad. I mean, my power voltage stays pretty normal. Excuse the Jeep, it's a mess right now. I was off-roading in the past like few weeks. Let me get my key. Got too many vehicles. It was spiked to 19, but it's not. It's just the computer thinks that. Actually, no, it's still a little high. AC's on. That's my next fix is AC. Yeah, but it stays It stays right there at 14. Every now and then it'll spike to 19, but it's not actually spiking, it's the PCM. But it stays right there where it's supposed to be. But if it does spike from here, it's that little box over there. It's not putting out the right wattage. So other than that, it runs flawlessly. That's my little toy right there. That's my next build, my Turbo Veloster. It's got an intake on it. I did the windshield for it. I had a rock come through it the other day, so. But yeah, this is my mud toy and how to fix that voltage regulator issue. It's pretty simple. I just did a tune-up on it last weekend. Started brand new distributor tap and rotary button in it. But yeah, it's fairly simple if you need to do it, and it cost me a whole $70. That's with the voltage regulator, the plug, and all the wiring for it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, more than welcome to send me a message. And I guess I'll talk with y'all later.